Ready or not, here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Prepare to be caught. Here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Riding on the playground, no mountains to make a sound. Round and round and round and round. No one wants to be first found.
Well, hello everybody. This one's going to be a doozy today. So get prepared. So if you guys don't know who this is Revelation Tarot. And she's been doing some pretty incredible readings on the Idaho4 and the different people in and around the case that we know, that we're aware of, some family members, the victims, that so on and so forth, that kind of thing. Well, this read today is for Alivea, and it was pretty wild. I'm not gonna lie, all of them are pretty crazy. And anyway, with that said, the next reading she does after this one is for Sam Nelson, which is Samantha Nelson, which is Steve Gonzalez's, also his daughter, from a different woman. And her name is, I believe, Katrina or Katina. So the Sam reading is already done. She did that like last night or this morning. And she mentioned that Katina, which is the mother of Sam, which is, I guess Steve was with her at one point. I don't know if they were married or not, but anyway, she comes up in the comment section in this video. So what I'm going to be doing for you guys today is I'm going to be reading you the comment section because it's pretty intense. So I suggest you go back and watch these from the very beginning. She starts out with Brian, and the second one she does is, I was kind of surprised that's the one she did was it Dylan or Steve G? Anyway, it was pretty interesting. I mean, like I said, the whole thing's interesting. So hold on tight, because here we go.
As always, guys, I will always try and remain as impartial as possible. And this could simply be that she is seeking the truth. Excuse me, about what happened to her sister. Until we get any deeper than that, I'm going to go with that being the meaning. The next card is Quiet Moments. Seek solace in the silence where clarity finds its true voice. Very similar card. I can't see anything beyond what I'm seeing right now. So we're moving into what lies beneath.
I'm going to let you guys go watch this. I just wanted to give you a little blurb of it. So here we go.
So what happened? According to this police report, Alivea was standing in the doorway, staring at this grown man sprawled out on the top bunk. And who's next to him? Her child cousin. Alivea's heart is racing, her fists are clenched. She takes a deep breath, ready to unleash hell.
Christy Gonsalves, all set for a family getaway, books a cozy lake house. A pink gala was planned to honor the Idaho victims.
Ever wondered what it feels like to be asphyxiated? No, I'm not suggesting you try it, but let's dive into this scary medical term. Asphyxiation happens when your body is deprived of oxygen. It's like your cells are screaming for air, but none is coming. Your heart races, you get dizzy, and panic sets in. Bam! Lights out. Imagine waking up, but you're not really awake. Then you're out again. This happens 4 times. Sounds like a nightmare, right? You can't move, can't speak, but you're aware. It's like being trapped in your own body. Suddenly you're hitting notes Mariah Carey couldn't dream of. However, when the sheriffs arrive, they unexpectedly arrest Alivea on a felony charge. This bizarre turn of events raises many questions.
Imagine finding your dad in a seriously sketchy situation. But here's the kicker. When the law shows up, they're not exactly playing by the rules. Picture this. The real bad guy's suddenly wearing a loving husband mask, and the victims? Alivea is getting painted as the troublemaker. It's like watching a magic trick, but way more twisted. This isn't just family drama, it's a full-on conspiracy. Makes you wonder, right? How often has this happened? Is this related to Maddie Mogen's demise? Why did Christy allow her daughter to almost vanish?
Okay. So I'm not going to start out from the very beginning comment because there's a lot of things we already know in here, like Olivia, never came across as grieving her sister. We kind of all are feeling that at this point, right? So I'm going to kind of cruise down here. And you guys can always go read these in the comment section yourself. I will link this video into the description, as well as her channel name. So I'm going to start out. Let's see. Maybe Kaylee just wants to tell more of the situation in the house and them being tied up. I've heard it a couple different times about them being tied up. But there are so many false accounts to what has gone down that night, and who was unalived first, and where they were unalived, and how badly they suffered. I remember hearing KG face was so unrecognizable, and that tells us someone was very jealous of how beautiful she was. I don't know, maybe. Can you do one on who was taken first? Were others forced to watch, and where they were done and brought back, and were they brought back to rooms? There are so many lies. These poor kids deserve the truth to be revealed. And I'm grateful that I found you because you have been doing amazing getting them heard. I agree. And those are great. That's a great inquiry question. I agree. Okay. So, what a tangled web we weave when so many secrets, deception, and so many twists and plots being told or not disclosed. I appreciate your work on this case. I agree. Yet Alivea was quick enough to log into Kaylee's phone when she was no longer around. Well, from what we understand, she's been doing that even when Kaylee was around, from what I get out of it. I think Kaylee was being monitored heavily. Okay, back to the quote. Maybe I shouldn't talk to these. We'll see. I don't know if I can hold myself back. Supposedly, it was to see if Kaylee had any stalkers or any threats. But I think now it was to check and make sure Kaylee had nothing damaging about her. Interesting. Thank you for giving us a look into the sister dynamics, which is so important. I hate when parents make a difference between siblings. Sad story. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. They put them, just put them against each other. Nobody knows in this case what's going on. I mean, things are coming. Weird things are not weird. I mean, how do I put this? Once we're going back and looking at the past interviews and things like that, when we know certain things have come out, thus, so far, prior, after that, what we already figured we knew at that point, when we look at these interviews, they tell a totally different story. And it's, in my opinion, it's so telling. It's undeniable. Not that I think I know what's going on or how it happened or anything like that. I just mean that it's undeniable that something isn't what we thought it was in the beginning. Put it that way. Can you do a reading on Jack Showalter, please? What's his intentions when he was walking the girls back to the grub truck? By the way, I am so in love with your channel. One of the best readers. Okay, I'm just going to scroll past some of these. Don't be mad at me. I just want to get to some, what does it say? Some meat and potatoes. Thank you, lovely. Oh, so this is Sue. So Revelation, her name is Sue. Revelation Sue. She's a tarot lady. I'm going to get to a couple different things. Kaylee's brother. Yeah, definitely a read on Kaylee's brother would be awesome. Awesome. Could SG be aware of all or some of this? and this be the reason he was so DEAD set on convicting BK to avoid any further digging? Well, yeah, he said dirty little... I was just going to say that. Thank you, Leanne. I was just going to say, before I saw this, that in one of his interviews, he said before this is over, he said dirty little secrets would come out about the family. Excuse me. Okay, thank you, Sue. I'm here because of J.M. Bree. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Starseed chick. Alivea is Christy's daughter. Steve does have another daughter, but he's never been in her life. It's rumored because Christy won't allow him to. Starseed, you're wrong. Steve has another daughter named Samantha. Wait. Alivea is Christy's daughter. Steve does not. Oh, so what probably going on here? This person is probably listening and commenting as she's reading the cards. Now let me premise this, is that this case is so screwed up and so many avenues, so many people involved, that I don't even know how they can do this with the reading the cards. Like Maya, she was awesome. She's awesome too. She hasn't done for the Idaho4 for a while, but I mean, I'm talking, she was pulling some stuff that was like mind blowing. So is Sue, also mind blowing. So if she pulls a card as you're watching it, it doesn't mean that card is set in what she is feeling it is at this point, because it could change a ways up as other cards are being pulled and revelations or whatever come to her about knowing what this card meant in the pull, right? So she may not have been wrong. She just... Okay, let me also say this. As she's pulling these cards and she's talking about Alivea and Sam, right? Kaylee wasn't born yet. So she wouldn't be when she's pulling the cards. Kaylee is not around yet, so the cards are pulling as if Kaylee's not there. So there's certain things that the cards aren't going to know at this point. Does that make sense, I hope? Okay. Okay, Olivia seems sus. Yeah, yep. Thank you. Okay, right here. This, my friends, is Katina. This is Sam, Steve's daughter. This is her mother. Alivea found all the emails between Samantha and Steve. She thought Steve was having an affair. Then she found out Samantha is Steve's daughter. She was maybe 17 at the time. She ran away from home and went to Samantha's. She absolutely hated how much Samantha looks and acts like Steve. She stayed with Samantha for a few nights. Alivea had a crazy meltdown and hid under her bed, under her car. It was strange. She was seriously devastated to find out she had a half-sister she never knew about, and that Steve had kept Samantha a secret. Okay, like I said, you guys, this is going to be deep. Deep and dark. So get prepared. I think she was all downhill from there. She had a baby shortly after that with a guy Steve did not like. They actually had 2 kids. That's a guy named Alec, who lived in, I think, Hayden. They actually had 2. Olivia's oldest 2 children are not from her husband. Her husband at this point right now. When Alivea went to Samantha, Christy basically disowned her. They lived in Idaho, and Samantha lived in Portland, Oregon. There's another Oregon connect right there. You know, the Eugene Oregon card? Yeah. Kaylee's a Gemini, and so is her sister Samantha. They took her car after that. Oh, wow. She did the whole create something negative thing with Samantha as well. Do a reading on Samantha Nelson Goncalves, date of birth 6/1/91. This is her mother laying this information out here, right? Now, with that said about her mom laying this information out there, Sam is an adult, and for her mom to do this, to put out her birth date and in the midst of all of this, I think is very controlling. And although I can't wait to hear a read on Sam, but I also feel that this was not the time for her mother to do this. I feel like her mom, by doing this, is doing it in a weird way, like actually like doing it on not as a good thing. How I feel like she's doing it out of some other reason, and I'm not sure why. And maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But you don't just put out someone's birth date and stuff on the internet like this on, right here for everybody, and tell all these family secrets. That's just not how you usually do it, right? But I mean, like I said, on the other hand, I'm glad to know these things, but it just could have been done a bit differently. So I'm not really sure. Anyway, that's my point. And don't get mad at me. I'm just, if my mom would have done this, I would have been pissed. Really, really mad. I mean, it wasn't her point. It wasn't her call to do this, right? I mean, Sam is an adult. Yeah. Anyway. I did not know all of this information about Alivea or the other sister. I'm shocked. That family is not what they appear to be. Gemini, the twin sign, 2 different personalities. Yes. All right. Wow, Sue, you must be exhausted after that reading. You should make a chart with all the names involved and arrows to show who is connected to who, also with what card represents them. That may be easier for everyone to follow. You are the best reader I have ever seen, and I have seen many. Never apologize for the way you do your readings. I agree. I said it to Maya too. Just get it out there. Just say it the way it is. And she would, but it's like I could feel sometimes where, because people are so judgmental. This true crime community is so judgmental, and there's certain things that you say, like for instance, when I first saw the first time I ever saw the picture of Steve with Kaylee, and it must have been like she was at a prom or some kind of dance, and he had his arm around her shoulder, and he had this look on his face, and it wasn't the arm around the shoulder. I could care less about that. It was the look on his face that bothered me. And this was before I had a channel, and I commented on that and said that I don't like the way that bothers me. It's triggering for me. It makes me feel something. How it made me feel was he had this look on his face, like with his eyebrow up and kind of like the smirk to the side. And how, literally, if I was to explain it to you how it felt to me, it would be like him saying to whoever he was saying it to in a, let's say, an ad form, like a buy ad, type thing, purchase, is, this is my daughter, huh? Take her out. What do you think? That is how it made me feel. And it made me sick to my stomach. And I got a lot of crap about it when I wrote that down. And I've not swayed from it, because every time I see him, especially with any of the girls, it makes me just cringe. I mean, in the interviews, it's like Olivia's basically sitting on his lap. She's always sitting in between Christy and Steve, right? Why is not Christy and Steve sitting together? Why is the daughter sitting in between the two of them? And he's playing with Olivia's hair while he's sitting there. That's weird. And as he's doing this, he's looking at Christy, like as if to say, "He's not looking at you," like creepy, like it's creepy. And like I said, I don't want to throw these people under the bus, but man, I'm telling you, when you see certain things and you hear certain things like this, you can't not unsee some of these things. You can't. So that's going to bring me over real quick, like to a different video that Translucent did. Let me take you there for a minute. Please accept my apologies, but I cannot read this. It's too small, and it was just too blurry when it came up on the video, and I couldn't capture it properly. So I'm going to try to get a better view of it, and then I will making a video on it. But this is the police report from Alivea Goncalves' Rest. And it's pretty, what I can see in it is pretty scary. I mean, it's like, oh, man. I know every family has skeletons in their closets, but this one is, yeah, pretty deep with bones in there, I'm telling you. It's kind of a little bit wackadoodle. So anyway, I see what you can read out of this. I'm going to actually dole down this purple thing. That ought to help. I'm going to do that right now, actually. Love you guys. This will be the end of this one. I'm going to go back and I'm going to do all the other comments in there and do another video on reading those. So just wait for it. It'll be there. Love you guys. Bye.